Hi everyone, this is Howard from StartupRemarkable.com here, and we're with a special guest piped in from the west coast of America, Dan Safkow. Now, Dan is an expert in video marketing, and today we're going to talk about how we can use video effectively for our business or for our blog. Hiya, Dan.
Hi, Howard. Great. How you doing today?
I'm very well, and I'm intrigued. Is that a tree in the background? Is that some
It,
kind?
it's a sticker of a bonsai tree, and right above that is my favorite quote: "Be the change you want to be in the world." And it was an inexpensive and easy way to kind of furnish my office with something interesting without doing too much permanent damage to the wall that I'll have to undo later.
Fantastic. I like it. And that's your video kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like a communal working area you're telling me, and it's you use it for a lot for kind of video marketing purposes with your clients and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's kind of a three-in-one room. I use it as my office. I also share the office with other internet marketers. And when I'm here by myself, I can convert it into a video studio. I have a green screen on that wall, and then right here I have a white and black mural. And also the desks are on wheels, so I move them around. And at night I do seminars as well. I have a marketing meetup, internet marketing meetup with about 500 members. So I teach video marketing and have other guest speakers teach other aspects of internet marketing.
Nice. Well, I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited to getting some like juicy internet marketing, video marketing tips from you. So, I suppose first of all, tell us how can we kind of try and make the most out of using video for our business or our blogs?
Well, what we want to do as marketers is leverage the power of YouTube and the power of Google. And the easiest way to do that is accumulate a list of frequently asked questions. And I'll divide frequently asked questions into two categories. One are the ones that we know or the ones that we want to be asked. But more importantly, we should do research and find out what people are actually asking. So you can just use Google and enter your keyword phrase and frequently asked questions, and you can see questions and answers that other people have posted in your niche. And you don't want to replicate their answers because as an expert in your field, you're going to have a unique answer to those questions. So you may not even want to look at their answers because that may taint your unique answer. But also both Keyword and YouTube have keyword suggestion tools. So if you leverage those tools, and to find them, just enter Google Keyword Suggestion Tool or YouTube Suggestion Tool and find out what the other keyword phrases are in your niche. And then look at those keyword phrases and say, can I turn this into a question?
Okay.
Because if you can, then those are the types of things that people are entering into Google and into YouTube. So you want to connect those dots. You want to be the answers to those questions that people are asking. So you want to create a video that answers that question. So the title of your video may be, let's say you're a beekeeper. This is the example that I always use, how to smoke bees and make them calm. So that'll be the title of your video. And then when you open your video, you'll say, hi, this is Dan Safkow, and you may be wondering how to smoke bees to keep them calm. Well, I have the answer. So question, answer, and then you end the video with, to get more answers, go to my website. So I call it the question, answer, more answers formula. Ask the question at the beginning of the video, answer the question, that's your unique answer, and then for more answers about beekeeping, go to Dan's wonderful beekeepingadvice.com, something like that.
Wow, cool. That's wow, that's really that's really really good advice, and it's quite methodical. I really like it. The YouTube keyword suggestion tool, is that different than the Google one, or is it?
It's similar but different. If you're familiar with the Google tool, it'll be very similar because they use it for the same purpose. If you want to buy advertising on YouTube, you're going to want to use that, and that's how they price the value of different ads. So the methodology is the same, but theoretically it's unique to YouTube. But just remember that YouTube is the world's second largest search engine now. So some people are bypassing Google, going directly to YouTube, looking for the answers to their questions. So I like to use both to get, sometimes you'll get different answers on Google that you'll get on YouTube, and that's okay because your target market is using both of those to ask the questions.
That's really interesting. I'm going to look that up and I'll put a link to it at the bottom of the video. That's really, really interesting. I'd never actually realized that before. So, like, for example, I'll use an example of me and this blog here. I just kind of think up areas that I think would be interesting. So I could be, do you think I could be getting more traffic, or anybody could be getting more traffic by actually putting a little bit of forethought into it? And for example, in this case, knowing that I wanted to do a video with yourself about, you know, tips from a video marketing expert, I should, when I'm making the headline and the actual text around my video, I should go into YouTube and see what questions are being asked, and I can kind of drop in those keywords. Is that the kind of...
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually, you're optimizing your video in advance.
Okay.
So rather than assume you know what the target audience wants, or just go on whatever your thought of the day is, which it sounds like you're doing, and I've done that in the past, and you still should. You still should create some content simply that you have an affinity for. But if you're doing strategic targeted marketing, you're gonna, this is really video SEO is what it is. You're going to look for what people are searching for, and you don't always want what's at the top of the list because those are going to be very competitive.
Yeah.
So when you go to the keyword suggestion tools, you might look down the list a little bit and find keyword phrases that won't have as much competition, and pick those keyword phrases and supply your unique answer to them. And yeah, once all the algorithms take place, you're much more likely to be found because you've optimized your video in advance.
Cool. Very good advice. Okay, so we've done a little bit of research, and now we made the video. We've uploaded it. How do we get it to, you know, the top of Google? Is there anything else we need to do, or is that all we need?
No, you can. There's some things that you can do to optimize the video to beat the competition. Because a year ago, I was able to say that start doing videos now because you may be the only one in your niche doing videos, and we can't say that anymore. There's already people doing videos in your niche, so you have to beat them. And the way that you can beat them is to optimize your videos in what we call the metadata. And the metadata is the title, is the description, and is the tags.
Sure.
So in the title, which we've already talked about, we want that to match the unique question that you're asking. So how to smoke bees and keep them calm would be the unique question. But don't stop there, because you get 120 characters in the headline or title of YouTube. So fill it with as many keyword phrases as you can until you run out of characters. It doesn't cost you any extra, but be authentic about it. Don't put Britney Spears or Katy Perry in the headline if the video is not about them. So I might want to say both beekeeping and beehives and smoking and a smoker, but come up with different variations of the keywords and present it in a logical sentence, or you can even have 2 sentences in the title. But you want as many keyword phrases in that title as possible. And then in the description, in the very first position, be sure and put your link, a clickable link, by making sure it's HTTP, so on and so forth. That's because when people find your videos, there's a drop-down button. So in the YouTube description, it only shows the first line. Most people would never click that drop-down button and see the rest of your description. So you want to have your link in the first position, so hopefully they'll click the link to get more beekeeping answers. But you still want to complete a full description, and I think you can get up to 500 characters in a description, and that's really the size of an article. So write as much content as you can, make it keyword rich, repeat the same keyword phrases that you used in the title. In fact, and with some variations too. There are synonyms and there are other words that you can use. Let's say I use web video in the title. Well, maybe I want to use online video in the subject, so I have both keyword phrases covered. So use as many as the 500 characters as you can in the description. And then at the end of the description, put your bio information. Dan Safkow is a video marketing strategist, blah, 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 and put that in every video that you create, and then put all your other links. Put your blog link, put your Facebook link, put your LinkedIn link. You have all this extra space that usually goes unutilized in the descriptions. So just create a profile or a biography and all of your links, and just cut and paste it at the end of all of your descriptions. And then in the tags, repeat those same keyword phrases, those keyword phrases that you used in the title, the keyword phrases that you used in the description. Repeat those again in the tags, and make sure if they're more than one word to put quotation marks around them so YouTube and Google know that they are phrases. And always try to front load your most important keywords. So in our example that we used, beekeeping, how to smoke bees, I would try to use that in the front of the title, in the front of the description, and in the front of the tags, because YouTube does put extra weight on whatever's in the front of those three things.
I never knew that. Okay, that's really interesting. Taking notes. That's really interesting, Dan. And tell me, I've no idea. Should we be backlinking to our videos? Does that have any, or is it just purely on the actual on-page optimization more so than the off-page?
Yeah, not only backlinking but cross-linking too. In the YouTube algorithm, they do place value on incoming links, and if you look in the what's called insights on YouTube, you can see where the traffic is coming from, and if you look at the number one video in your category, you'll see that they have a lot of backlinks, and that's probably how they got to be number one. So sometimes, let's say you post on Twitter or you post on LinkedIn, instead of redirecting them to your blog, redirect them directly to the YouTube page. Mix it up a little bit so YouTube sees that there's inbound links. And then come up with a linking strategy. Maybe you can find other blogs in your niche that would be happy to post your content, or maybe you can do a trade or exchange with them. But yeah, it's very valuable to have backlinks that are pointing to your YouTube video.
That's really interesting. Really, really interesting. Okay, so we have our video and we've optimized it. We're getting some backlinks. Just going back a little state. This is something that I'd love to ask you, because I know I kind of think about quite a lot. When we're on video, how when we're writing some copy, we can go over it and can be as concise as possible. How do you, when you're making a video, be as concise as possible while doing, a video shoot?
Well, first, you should only have one idea per video. If you have multiple tips or suggestions, or you're answering questions, make each of them a separate video. Then you have that much more content. I personally shoot for 2 to 3 minutes per video. Studies actually show that huge drop-off occurs after about 90 seconds. But that includes a lot of junk that's out there on YouTube, and you happen upon it, you see it's not what you want, so people click away. But if we use that as a rule of thumb, try not to go more than 90 seconds or 2 minutes, then write your script accordingly. I've discovered that when I write scripts, that about 1 page of a script is a 2-minute video. And I've also found that if I follow my own guidelines with question, answer, and then more answer, that formula, then if my answer is about 90 seconds, I can usually keep my video to 2 minutes. So in your answer, you have to train yourself to be concise. Remember, you're only sampling your content with your YouTube videos. You don't have to give the complete answer, and you've always got that caveat at the end. If you'd like to see the rest of the answer, please visit my website. Like this video here, when I do video interviews, what I do is I publish the video once as the full interview, and then I go into the interview, and with every question that I ask the subject or I'm asked, I'll cut that, and I'll make it its own video. So if I do a 25-minute video and 6 questions were asked, then that's 7 videos. I've got the 6 questions, and then I've got the full-length video, and I'll drip those out over time. So that may be 2 weeks of content, I'll just start with the first question. I'll push that out. 2 days later, I'll push the second question out, and then after I push the 6 chunks out, then I'll push the whole video out. So at the end of each one of those chunks, I might point to it at the end and say, if you'd like to see the full video, go here.
I see. Yeah, that makes complete sense. And yeah, definitely something I can do. Some of my videos are, 30, 40 minutes long, and there's a ton of questions in there. So that's really, really interesting, Dan. Thanks for that.
And what that allows you to do then is put different keyword phrases in the titles. Because just in the course of this interview, we're going to talk about a lot of different topics, but you can't cram all those keywords into the title, and maybe not even into the description. So if you chunk it down, you'll be able to have unique titles that better match the content and better match the search terms that people are looking for when you go to when you create the titles and descriptions.
Brilliant. And something you touched on, Dan, you mentioned about drop-off rates on video. We're all used to Google Analytics. Is there some way that you can analyze your video, and of course you can see how many people are watching it, but actually I suppose drop-off rates when they're stopping and that, is that possible on YouTube? Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube, they have what's called insights, I believe,
Okay.
and you can see how each video performs, and then your channel also has analytics, so you can get a lot of data from those, and I'm pretty sure that you can look at other people's insights to a degree to see where they're getting traffic from. So there's all this information that you can use to educate yourself, and one of my mentors likes to say that success leaves traces. So it's just a matter of finding those traces and replicating them.
Fantastic. Well, Dan, thanks very much. Last question before I let you go, because I know you're busy. For somebody who's just kind of getting started, they might have a blog or they might have a new startup, and they want to kind of start doing some video. What's the easiest way for them you would recommend them to get started?
Well, I've got 2 resources. One is the YouTube playbook. If you just Google that, YouTube playbook, and I think it's about 30 or 40 pages of best practices directly from YouTube. It's not a third party that wrote it. You'll learn a lot of what I've just told you, as well as some additional things. And I do my own videos at videomarketingminute.com, and I have just published a free report that includes 21 resources and 49 tips for better video marketing. So if you go to videomarketingminute.com, you can download a free copy of that.
Fantastic. That sounds great. And I'll put a link to all these. They're 2 great tips for resources. I'll put a link to them underneath the video. So you're on videomarketingminute.com.
Correct.
And your Twitter is?
Twitter is Dan Safkow, S-A-F-K-O-W.
Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic. Well, Dan, it's been a pleasure. Best of luck in taking over the video world, and it was great to have you here on startupremarkable.com.
Thank you, Howard. I appreciate you.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.